Hello, welcome back. And in this video we're going to finish our slider module. It's all going to work. Let's rock and roll. Now I'd like to focus on this form thing here. The form is actually going to be the same vibe as we see in store items create, or as a matter of fact anywhere where there's a form coming in, you know. And I'm going to view the source code here like so. And I'm going to look for item title. That seems to be where the action is. Yeah, so there we go. Something like that. And I'm just going to copy the whole vibe. Okay, status, what on earth is this? Right, row, I think that's us. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to open up slides view.php. Okay, slides. Sorry, that's not right. That's not right. It's slides views view.php. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so let's paste in. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of indentational magic to make it look kind of nicer. So excuse me while I shrink the font down. I know that you cannot read that, but stay cool. It's just for a wee minute, you know. So let me just copy this up here and shifting on in like so, something like that. That's okay, and we'll do the same here. Okay, it's funny how I only started to care about indentation about a week ago. Right, so there we go. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, let's bring that font size back up now, and we'll bring this to life. Okay, this is going to be slide details, so I'm going to do a little bit of PHP magic, and I'm going to say echo UC first entity name, sorry, UC first $ entity name. Okay, entity name. Okay, so that's going to be that. Now let's make sure we pass the entity name into this thing. So if we look at view, we actually don't have the, oh, there we go, entity name is blah 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 blah. So that's good. I'm just going to say data entity name equals entity name, and as a matter of fact we've already added that uppercase first in, so that little bit that we just done there, you know, can be simplified. I'm sorry I got you coming and going and everything, but stay cool, because look, we can just say echo entity name. See, life can be easy. It's official, folks. Life can be easy. Okay, so we've now got this form location thing to do. I'm gonna, as is the tradition round here, I'm gonna chuck in a variable called form location, and as is the traditions around these parts, I'm going to chuck the form location at the top of the form. It's just a little habit that I have, you know, so that I'm not looking around trying to find this thing. So it's going to be slides /submit and then update ID. Okay, that's excellent. Well done. So now the vibe is we're going to go through each of these form fields, and the first one's going to say target URL. This is going to be just so easy, this, because we've got target URL. It's called target URL, and the value is going to be target URL. Okay, yes, thank you, that's good. Next, we're going to have alt text. Okay, so that's going to say alt hyphen text. The name of the thing is alt underscore text, value is alt text, and it's all very, very cool. Now there was a vibe here where we had it saying optional, and I thought it looked quite good. It was in green text, so I'm gonna do that upstairs here, and we'll just say, now did we do a bracket? Can you remember? Yeah, we do a bracket, so we're just gonna say, I'll just show you what we're aiming for. Do you see the way it says in brackets optional here, right? Same vibe with us. So it's just going to say optional, and it's going to be green. Okay, and it's just to remind them that these are optional fields. This is going to be really easy. It's not even normal form validation, because we don't care what they submit. Doesn't matter at all, you know. It's all going to be cool. So that's good. We'll delete all of these fields that we don't need. And that is not too bad. The other thing is, shall we submit the parent ID? What do you reckon? Shall we submit? Well, okay, we won't. That's fine. You don't want to submit the... fair enough. We will not submit the parent ID. I can hear you, you know. I can indeed. All right. So if we go back here, hit refresh, then look at this. We can see that it says slide details. We've got a target URL, target text. It is fantastic. Now, what happens if they hit cancel? Not much. Not much. So let's just have a quick look at that. If we go to slides, submit, well, look at this. There's not much happening at all. So let's clarify the variables. Submit is going to be this, input, post, submit, true. Okay, and then we've got target URL and alt text. So here we go. So that's going to be target URL. And then it's going to be alt text, okay, alt underscore text. Now don't forget the site security. Let's grab that, okay. Make sure is admin and all of that stuff. So let's chuck that in straight at the top here, okay. So everything is secure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now the submit should equal submit. I'm going to just make sure. That's good. And if we hit cancel, it should equal cancel. And that's good. And if they press cancel, then here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say if submit is equivalent to cancel, then it's going to say parent ID is this, get parent ID, and we're going to get it for this update ID. The update ID gets passed in via the URL, okay? And if things are uncool, it's going to redirect to slides / update group / parent ID. So if someone clicks cancel, it takes them back here. And don't worry about that error. We're going to fix that in 2 GIFs of a jiffy. But that's kind of cool. And let's just test this out. If we do that, and we'll do some Y's here and do submit. Okay, well obviously it helps if you sort that stuff out. Let's do a little else if. So else if submit is equivalent to submit, and here comes the good stuff. I'm just going to say data target URL equals target URL, data alt text equals alt text, and then it's just a very simple update like so. And where are we going to take them? That's the question. Why don't we just take them back to this page? Okay, so let's just take them to redirect, slides, view, and the update ID. And once again, we can add flash data and all of that, make it look really nice, okay? But in the meantime, let me just do submit. Okay, that's looking good. I'll just do a few more things. Submit. Okay, that's nice. And if we look at the table here, you'll see that that is all being updated. It is fantastic. All right, so all we need to do at this stage is add in some delete functionality, maybe a couple of buttons and whatnot, a few wee tweaks, you know, fix a few syntax errors and whatnot. And as soon as we've done that, then it's just a case of adding it to the front end and activating this thing, and that will be us. Okay, so did you like how I made that sound really easy? Anyway, let's go to sliders / manage. Okay, sliders / manage, and we're going to do create new slider. We're taking it from the top here, right? And I'm going to call this one Telecaster offer. Okay, and the target URL, I'm going to find a nice Fender Telecaster. Here's one here. Okay, that's a nice looking guitar. So our slider is going to go to that target URL. Okay, now I'm going to update the associated slides. So this page here is kind of uncool. I don't like this. Let's just quickly deal with that. Okay, so we're going to open up sliders, and then it's the update, slides. Terribly sorry. We're going to take slides. Okay, and then it's this update group thing. Okay, now you can see that we've got a query here. I'm going to create a variable called numRows, and numRows is going to equal data query numRows. So I'm passing numRows into update group. Okay, passing it in, and I'm going to say right at the top here that if numRows is less than 1, then I'm going to do a little paragraph, and it's going to say single quotes actually, and it's going to say so far you have not uploaded any blank for blank with a full stop. Now what on earth's all of this blank and all of that, man? What's it? He's gone too far this time. I know that's what you're thinking, but I haven't, because stay cool. Look, I'm going to say data entity name is this, get entity name, that's going to be plural. Okay, and then I'm going to say data parent title is this, get parent title. Okay, and it's going to get the parent title. What does it actually need for get parent title? It needs the parent ID. Okay, it needs the parent ID. So as luck would have it, we do have the parent ID, so I'm just going to say get parent title for that parent ID. So look at this, we've got entity name and parent title. So I'm going to say so far you have not uploaded any entity name for, and then the vibe is going to be for parent title. Okay, check that out. What a glorious little sentence. And then if I do an else, and we'll add all of this, we'll have it in an else statement here, encapsulating the vibe. And if we refresh, look at this. It says so far you have not uploaded any slides for Telecaster offers. What a fantastic thing, you know, it's just great. So here we go. I'm now gonna do a thing that says create new slide, right? So you know how this stuff works by now. We can add a target URL in if we want, or we can just leave it. It's no problem. And I'm just going to upload a slide. Here we go. We'll go with this one here. Is that not fantastic? Is that not fantastic? I think it is. Now, let's do this delete slide thing here, okay? It takes us to a page that's called delete conf. And by the way, I'm not going to have like delete picture only and delete entire slide. It's just complicated. Let's keep this simple. I'm going to open up store items. I'm going to go to delete conf. You'll find that this is remarkably simple, actually. So it goes like that. I'm going to paste delete conf inside slides. Okay, now I'm going to go through the code, make sure it's good. So here we go, everything's good, and we're going to have a vibe of entity name equals this, get entity name, and it's going to be singular this time. So the headline is going to equal all of that stuff, and then UC first, entity name, right? That's the headline, so it's going to be delete slide, right? We've got an update ID, blah 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 blah. It's looking for delete conf, so delete conf is going to live in here. It's called delete conf. Okay, it's going to be remarkably similar to the delete conf that was on store items. Here it is. I'm copying it and I'm pasting like so. Now I'm going to just make sure everything is cool. You see that we're referencing store items. You know that's not cool, so change that to slides, okay? Headline's going to be good. Confirm delete is going to be good. We could maybe make that a trash icon if you want. Who cares? Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes, no, that's awesome. Right, excellent. So if we refresh, look at this. It is quite fantastic. Now I'm just going to do a couple of changes to the buttons. Where it says delete item, I'm just going to say delete, and we're just going to say delete. Okay, we'll just simplify things. Why not make life easy? You know, why not? Now this goes to slides / delete. Yes, it shall be similar to store items delete. Okay, it shall. So I'm going to copy from store items delete, and I'm going to paste in like so. Again, we're going to go through the code, make sure everything's okay. So we've got make sure is admin, blah 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 blah. Now look out, because that's called just yes delete. Okay, where we say store items, we change to slides. Okay, we've got a thing here that's the item image was successfully deleted. That should actually say the entity name was successfully deleted. We know that the entity name is this, get entity name, and it's going to be singular. Okay, singular. Okay, what am I doing? Does anyone know what I'm doing actually? I've just had a mental explosion. Okay, planet Earth. That's right, planet Earth. It's a tutorial. Okay, let me take some pills. Okay, I'm all right now. Here we go. So yes delete, processes delete. Now after it has deleted the thing, it's going to take us somewhere else. What we need to do, folks, is figure out the parent ID. Okay, we need to do that before the delete, right? And I'm going to say get parent ID for this update ID. Okay, and when we do the delete, it's going to go to slides / update group / parent ID. Did you notice that I figured out the parent ID before doing the actual delete? Yes, I am indeed that intelligent. Thank you very much. Now you can see that it's running a thing called process delete. You know what's going to happen. We head to store items, we find process delete. As you can see, it's a glorious function. We're going to copy it and we're going to take it across. Okay, and we are going to simplify like there is no tomorrow. So let's simplify. We don't need to worry about colors and sizes. Okay, this thing that says big pic everywhere, I'm going to change that. What did I just do? I'm going to change that so that it says picture. We're going to ditch the reference to small pics. This thing here that says big pics, I'm going to change it to say slider pics. Okay, we're going to ditch the reference to small pic, and we've got this thing called big pic path all over the place. I'm going to change it to picture path. Okay, so that's going to go like that, and there we go. So this delete thing should actually be quite cool. If we hit delete slide and we hit cancel, well, you know, you can't get everything right first time. Okay, let's go to delete conf again. Now, let me just see what's going on here. So delete conf, yes, delete. Okay, so one moment. I need to get my head in the game. So it goes to slides delete. Right, here we go. Right, I've got you. So if it doesn't work, then we're going to go back to slides view, update ID. Right, here we go. Okay, so delete slide. Whoop, changed our mind. Here we go. Excellent. Now comes the good part. If we say, and by the way, here's the database, I've been testing lots of things and whatnot, so don't worry if it seems a bit busy here. But look, I've got 4 records. I'm now going to delete. Are you sure? Yes. And it says the slide was successfully deleted. As you can see, I'm in the wrong table. What an idiot. The table was deleted. Yes, it was. Thank you very much. Look, it's fine. Stop. Take that look off of your face. Right. Isn't that awesome? Thank you very much indeed. Now, before we crack open the champagne and before we add this to the actual front end of the website, there's a few things that we need to do. So I'm going to start by adding a link in on this left navigation panel here. We'll do a link to the sliders thing. Can you handle it? So let's open up template/admin.php, the view file. Yes. Now we've got a thing called manage orders somewhere here. Somewhere. Where on earth is it actually? Manage orders. Hello? Can you see manage orders? Oh no, of course, manage orders is dynamic. Let's look instead for the thing that says status options. Sorry about that. Right, here we go. Status options coming at you. Yes, there it is. Thank you very much indeed. So we're going to have a link in here. I'm going to have it above this actually, because these offers are quite important, you know. And where we've got this icon file alt, I'll change it to icon picture. Please have a picture. And we'll say manage slider little brackety gig. Look on the top left. Do you see? Look at that. We've even got a picture icon. Awesome. That's very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. So now we know that this is going to go to sliders /manage. So if we hit refresh, click on this, look at the glorious vibe. It really is quite incredible. It is quite unbelievable. Now that's all working, those links and whatnot. However, one of the things that's a wee bit of a concern is that when we click on something and when we view the now hang on, this is just all over the place, but when we click delete entire slider, I'm slightly concerned about this because I don't think we had this doing everything that we really want. Okay, so if we click, well, let's just see what happens actually. Okay, that's good. So we need a bit of work on sliders delete. Okay, here we go, sliders, and it's going to be delete. Right, so let's just have a look at the code here. We'll make sure everything is cool, right? So it deletes. Right, now what does it do? Well, we probably don't need that. So it makes sure we've got an administrator. If the person hits cancel, then it goes to sliders create and then the ID. So that's good. That is pretty good. But then the vibe is it runs a thing called process delete. Now let's just see what that does. Now this is where the action happens, okay? This is all over the place. So that would be actually delete any slides that are associated with this slider. That's the vibe, okay? That's the vibe there. Thank you very much indeed. Now to get the slides that are associated with this, we're going to say this load module slides, okay? And then I'm going to say query is this slides, then we're going to say get where custom, and we're going to get where parent ID is update ID. So then I'm going to loop through the results like so. And do you remember how on slides we had a thing here that was called process delete? Do you see it? And it gets rid of the pictures and everything. I mean, it's fantastic. It does everything we need. So I'm going to say this, slides, process delete, and we're going to be doing that to row ID. Okay, so that's what it's going to do. That is truly awesome. And then eventually it's going to delete the slider. Okay, so That's good. That's good. Right here, the flash message will say the slider was successfully deleted. I think it's all awesome. So let's just try this. Delete entire slider. Here we go. Yes. Thank you very much indeed. In fact, I'm so excited I'm going to delete the whole lot. Here we go. Delete. Yes, indeed. Everything is looking fantasticola. If we press cancel when we get here, it takes us back here, which is good. And that's not too bad. Now, you know what's coming up here? We're going to add in that num rows vibe, okay? Because this does not look too cool. So let's open up sliders again. Let's have a look at manage. You can see that we've got a query. I'm going to now create data num rows equals data query loading up num rows. Okay, so we are now passing num rows into sliders manage. Okay, so I'm going to go probably around about here, and I'm going to say if num rows is less than 1, then a little paragraph, right? So far you, or let me just say, you currently have no sliders on the website. That'll do me. Again, you can word it any way you want, you know, go ahead Shakespeare, be my guest, okay? And we'll close this thing off here. And you know, call me a lunatic, but I want to fix the indents because this is irritating. I know that the font's tiny, but just stay cool. I'm just fixing the indents, okay? And there we go. So that's good. If we hit refresh, look at the glorious page. I'm going to create a new slider. I'm going to call this slider Fender Deals. Okay, Fender Deals. And the target URL, now that's the URL where this slider is going to appear. The target URL is actually probably going to be the home page. Okay, so I'm just going to go like that. Okay, and we'll whack that in. Okay, excellent. And now I'm going to update the associated slides. So I'll add one in. I'll just say submit, upload image, and we'll just add some slides in like so. So here comes the first one. Okay, that's good. Yes, it is awesome. You know, as I'm looking at this, I've just realized that I need to probably do a button for return to previous page. Okay, so let's just add that in. We've already got a button that does this somewhere. Here's one here that says previous page. Okay, so let me just view page source here, and I'm looking for previous page. There, it's there. That's nice. Okay, and let me just get my act together again. So if we go to this vibe here, update associated slides, and I don't worry too much about that. If we create a new slide and then we upload an image like so, slide 2, here we go. So we upload. I think probably maybe even under the headline, actually. That'll probably be okay. Okay, so what do you reckon? Let me have a look actually. Update, create new slide. Yeah, let's just do a button that says previous page. Okay, so it's gonna go right in here. So slides view. Here we go. Slides view.php, and let me just clarify where this is going to go. Let me bring this up. I don't think that's the right page, sorry. It's slides view.php. Is that the right page? That just doesn't look right to me. Hold on a second. Sorry. Slides, view. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we've got this headline here. We've got a thing for... All right, okay. So that's the vibe. Yes. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. So where does this go? Well, it goes to base URL, then it goes to slides, then it goes to update group, and then we pass in the parent ID. Okay, now let me do a new line here so that it doesn't look completely crazy. If we refresh the page, okay, that's not too bad. Yes, not too bad. Shall we do a little margin thing here? Do you want to just do that? Might as well. So style equals clear both, margin top 24 pixels. Okay, that's kind of cool. And there we go. That seems a bit high actually. I'll make it 12 pixels. Excellent. So if they hit previous page, okay, that's quite good, and they can add more slides in like so. That is fantastic. Now let's get this thing working here. Okay, we've got a little syntax error, but it should not be difficult. I'm going to go to, let me just close the decks here because this is a bit messy. Okay, so I'm going to go to slides, update group. Okay, slides, update group, and I'm going to simplify. Yes, indeed. So we're just going to be interested in picture, and that is excellent. I'm going to simplify here, actually. Okay, so something like that. And this one that's called thumbnail path, I'm going to change that to be called pick path, and it's going to be equal to slider pics / now we're not going to have thumbnail name, it's going to be picture. That's us. So picture is row picture, blah 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 blah. That's excellent. Yes indeed, that is excellent. Now let me just say here that target URL is row target URL, and if the target URL is not equivalent to nothing, then the view page URL is going to equal the target URL. Okay, there we go. Target URL, blah 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 blah. Everything cool, everything cool. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. The edit URL is going to be slides / view. Okay, that's where that's going to happen. So we're now going to take this stuff out of here. We are now going to take this stuff. Actually, we can take these two out as well. And I'm just going to say a little if statement. If is set view page URL, then we do this nice little button vibe here that takes them to the page. Okay, that's that. And that should be us. So if we just save and refresh, look at that. Is that not fantastic? Last one's a bit crazy, but what we can do there is we can just say something like, we can do another if statement actually, and just say if picture does not equal that, so if the picture's not empty, then we draw the little image vibe like so. Okay, so that's not too bad, and if we can click into this, we can upload an image. Let's just do this right now, and we'll make this slider 4. Have we used that yet? I don't even know. That looks good to me. Yes, it looks good. Now I'm going to chuck this somewhere. You see how it's it's got some nice telecasters and whatnot. So I'm going to chuck this. Let's find a nice page somewhere like this. Okay, this black Telecaster thing. Yes, I'm going to copy that. Okay, do you see what I'm doing? I'm copying it, and I'm saying that when they click on that, I want it to go there. Telecaster deal, I don't know, submit. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. If we look, we can see all the slides here. This is the slides for Fender deals, and it's pretty good. Would you like to add a button in for going to the previous URL in here? Would that be cool? Maybe beside create new slide, would that work? What do you reckon? Well, I think that would be quite cool actually. So if we go to slides view.php, you can see that we have, hang on, there is something strange. Right, slides view, here's the previous page thing. I'm going to copy that because we do like the look of that. And the vibe is here on update group, okay, with this pop-up vibe, right? Now this has a parent ID. Do you see that? It has the parent ID. And the vibe is, I'm going to chuck a button in like that, and it's going to go to sliders. Now have a think about this. It's going to go, let me just go back and show you where it's going to go. It's going to go to, okay, so it's going to go to that's where we're going to go. It's going to go to sliders /create/parent ID. I'll give you a confession, I couldn't remember, you know. Anyway, right, that's good. Yes, look at this. So we've got create new slide. It still works fantastically, but we can also go back to the previous page. Back to the previous page. Yes, unless I'm very much mistaken, this is now finished. I think it's finished. Okay, you can see that this one has a target URL. It goes here. Okay, and that's that. So all we need to do now, and that will be us finish the slider, all we need to do is activate this on the front end. Okay, we're going to start by opening up public bootstrap. Okay, public bootstrap, and we're going to find the bit with the carousel in it. Here it is here. Okay, so just find that. Let's copy the whole thing, right? So here it goes, and there, not quite, there it is. Okay, so I'm copying it and I've taken it out. Now I'm just going to tidy up here. So let me just tidy up. Okay, remember that I've got that carousel thing copied into the clipboard, you know. So something like that. That's good. I'm just going to tidy up, tidy up, tidy up. Okay, I think that's probably tidy enough. Maybe even a bit too tidy. So right in here, I'm going to say echo modules run sliders /_attempt draw slider. That's the one. That is the one. Okay, so if we open up sliders, now we're going to make a function and call it _attempt draw slider. Okay, it's going to say current URL is the current URL, and then it's going to say query is this get where custom, and we are getting where target URL is the current URL. Okay, now obviously num rows is query num rows, and if num rows is greater than nothing, that means we need to draw a slider on this page. So to do that, I would say this load module slides. Okay, and we need to get the parent ID. So I'll just do a couple of lines. Get the parent ID, and that's going to be for each query loading up result as row, and I'm just going to say parent ID equals row ID. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now, timeout. Because of variable pollution, remember all of that stuff, and it sometimes happens when you use this method. I'm gonna change a couple of the variables. So we'll change query here to query underscore attempt draw slider ADS, right? So it does that, and then num rows, I'm going to change that to num rows ADS. Okay, so that's that. Slides, yes, everything is good. So now I'm going to do query. Remember that we've loaded up slides, okay? So now I'm going to say query slides equals this slides, and it's going to be get where custom. And what are we looking for? We're looking where parent ID is parent ID, and then that will be passed into a data variable like so. Okay, and it's just a case of this load view, and it's going to be slider passing in the data variable. So there we are. That's all we need to draw this slider. So now we go into sliders. We create a view file which is going to be called slider.php. We paste in our carousel code, which was still in the clipboard all that time. Yes, indeed. And now it's just a case of a couple of simple for vibes. So for each query, now remember folks, it's going to be called query slides, right? So for each query slides, loading up result as row slides. Notice I'm giving them strange names because I do not want any variable pollution, right? So for each of these, I'll make this as neat as we possibly can. Actually, let's just do that, okay? So for each one, it's gonna do this, okay? And the vibe is there's gonna be a counter. So I'll say that this, sorry, we are starting at 0, remember? So count equals 0, and right at the end of the thing, that's when we're going to do the increment, quite unusually. Remember, we are starting the count at 0. So in here, right in here, I'm going to say count, okay? And you see how we've got a thing called classes active, but it only comes in where the count is 0. Can you see that vibe there? Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is probably, I think, yep, probably a little if statement here. I'll just say if count is equivalent to 0, then additional li style. Let me just do that again. Yep, additional style, we'll just say additional CSS. That's shorter, right? If the count is 0, then the additional CSS is going to be that vibe there. Okay, so that's what it's going to be. However, otherwise the additional CSS is going to be empty. Okay, and that's good. So if we now go in here, jump into PHP, additional CSS like so, that should be pretty good. Now we don't need this anymore. Okay, that's good, and that's us taking care of our little buttons there. Now when we go down here, it's the same vibe with this stuff that's going on here. Okay, exactly the same kind of vibe. So we jump into PHP, set the counter to 0. We're doing a for each vibe again. It's all exactly the same, folks. Remember that the count increments at the end of the vibe, kind of unusually, right? So that we're starting at 0. And this section here would be the target URL. Now, I know what you're saying. Sometimes they don't have a target URL, that's fair enough, and sometimes they don't even have alt text, but let's just chuck that in anyway, and that's actually it's going to be, yeah, let's just say alt text. Shall we clarify the variables? Okay, let's do that. So target URL is row, target URL, alt text is row, alt text. That's looking good. Pick path is base URL slider pics / row picture. Okay, and if we now go in here like so, okay, and we can just say pick path like so. Okay, and that's not too bad. We can delete these things, and don't forget folks, there is a chance that there's not a target URL. So what we could do is we could say something like, if target URL is not empty, then it's going to draw this vibe here. Okay, otherwise, well, then it's going to be the simplified vibe, and this is what the simplified vibe looks like. Okay, so with a little bit of luck, feet fail me not, but this should be us. Let's now have a quick look at the home page. Ha, okay, sliders line 13, okay. That's why we test things, folks. Ah, there we go. We knew what that was, right? Okay, undefined variable lows, slider 27, sorry about that. Slider line 27. Of course, it's not row, it's row slides. Row slides. Okay, same with these two vibes here. Sorry about this, you know. There we go. Okay, you can see that there's a wee bit of a challenge here because it's making everything active. You know how to fix that, right? Hello, do you know how to fix? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's exactly the same vibe as what we had upstairs here. Exactly the same vibe. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in here. You should be watching this and saying, man, this is really easy, you know. And the additional CSS is going to be active. Basically, it just says the word active with a space before it. That's all we are looking for. Okay, and if we now go like that, chuck in additional CSS, save, hit refresh, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You can see that the sliders are looking pretty good, and if we click on this one, it takes us straight to the offer. So that was a complete marathon. This has been the longest video of the series, and I do apologize, but thank you. Just think, we'll never have to worry about this again. It's so cool. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.